Now, the Delhi High Court is not entirely convinced with Spicejet's arguments for not issuing warrants to its former promoter Kalanithi Maran, and going to the extent of saying that Bombay Stock Exchange and the market regulator don't seem to be willing to grant the necessary approvals for going ahead with that. Ashmit Kumar, my colleague, was right there at the courtroom getting us all the action from there. Ashmit, good to have you on the show. What were the arguments placed and where is this entire argument headed?
Well, the dispute between the promoter, now promoter Ajay Singh, and its former promoter Kalanithi Maran, which was heading in fact for an amicable solution, now there appears to be more trouble brewing. Of course, just to remind our viewers, Kalanithi Maran had moved the Delhi High Court. The primary grievance was that as per the 2015 share purchase agreement, Kalanithi Maran had divested his entire stake as far as Spicejet was concerned, and he had also deposited a sum of 680 crores. Now the grievance says that Kalanithi Maran claims that under the share purchase agreement, he was entitled for issuance of warrants as well as shares, which would cumulatively amount to about 24% shareholding. Now today again he argued before the Delhi High Court that there is no conflict or there is no divergence of views, at least with respect to the amount he's deposited, that 680 crores. He also argued that he's arguing what he's seeking is pretty much in line with what has been stated as per the share purchase agreement. They also argued that in fact Spicejet was acting as a stumbling block in terms of giving Kalanithi Maran his due in terms of the allotment of warrants as well as shares. Now Spicejet responded to these arguments by stating that all of these warrants issue was in fact subject to a SEBI BSE clearance, that they cannot proceed. Spicejet cannot proceed until and unless there is a certain degree of regulatory clarity given either by the BSE or as well as the SEBI. Here it's important to point out that both the SEBI as well as the BSE have clarified before the Delhi High Court that the current rules and the laws do not permit such issue of warrants, given that there has been a vast divergence of share prices in terms of when the share purchase agreement was signed, and as of today there's been big divergence as far as share pricing is concerned. And on the back of that, Spicejet saying that though in principle it's not opposed to the issue of warrants, but there is a regulatory hurdle that needs to be crossed. Now it is on the back of this that the Delhi High Court remarked that from the body language of the regulators it appeared that there was going to be no forward movement. It also questioned Spicejet on what mechanisms can be deployed to ensure that the Maran's interests are secured, at least to the extent of the warrants and the issues and the shares being spoken of. We understand that we'll see further hearing on Monday, and that's when we can expect further clarity. Back to you.
All right. Thanks, Ashmit, for that, and watch out for more developments coming in on Monday.